Tonight on the MTN News, renewing the rivalry.
It'll be probably the largest event ever in Montana.
How much some fans are paying to see the Brawl of the Wild in person and moving closer to a decision.
I look at the fact that the community wants it here. The community really wants it for economic growth.
State officials visit Miles City as the search for a new forensic mental hospital location narrows. And
when we took that tarp off, I was just blown away by the enormous size of the teeth on this guy.
A prehistoric find in eastern Montana might just be one for the record books. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Russ Riesinger. There is no bigger football game in the state of Montana than the Brawl of the Wild as the Cats and Grizz settle their differences in a high noon showdown here on Q2. It's a hot ticket to get your hands on to see in person, one of the most expensive in the nation this weekend. Our Charlie Kleps found out just how much some fans are having to shell out and why this game has a lot of Montanans placing their bets.
I look forward to it all year.
It's a day circled on nearly every calendar in Montana.
And then this week, like the whole week, I'm just like ready to go to Missoula.
The annual Brawl of the Wild, dividing the state in two between the University of Montana and Montana State.
Bragging rights for another 6 months.
And this year, there's more on the table than just bragging rights.
2 versus 3 in the nation, Big Sky Conference championship on the line. We know this is Montana's Super Bowl.
That's why many families like the Hafners are loading up to enjoy the big game.
We're gonna go to Missoula and then tomorrow we're gonna watch the Grizz game.
But getting into the stadium doesn't come without a cost, and this year ticket prices are soaring.
I am always shocked when I see that.
Tickets on Grizz Tix, the official ticketing site for the game, range from $166 to $202. And second-party sites like StubHub and SeatGeek start at $150 and range all the way up to $2,800.
We just did South End Zone because honestly, he likes to run around a little bit.
Hafner got his tickets in August when they were first released. Others weren't so lucky and are looking to still buy this week.
Shock. I mean, it's worth it no matter what you pay, but it's a lot of money.
Kevin Halligan was on the other side of that exchange, selling his season ticket to a friend.
You know, I didn't really sell it trying to get rich, so I was glad to send a friend there to go see his daughter, but next time I might think about it.
And it isn't just the ticket prices showing that spike in interest.
In terms of this Cat Grizz game, I mean, it's just going bonkers.
Brady Scholes with Montana Sportsbet says there's been more than $65,000 in bets placed, a 200% increase to last year.
And we just expect that number to keep growing as we get into the night tonight and up until kickoff tomorrow.
A day all Montanans look forward to, this year more than most.
It'll be probably the largest event ever in Montana.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
The Bobcats, by the way, are a 2.5-point favorite tomorrow. Well, this rivalry extends far beyond Bozeman and Missoula. In fact, some of the most successful high school coaches, including one who made quite an impact here in Billings, say the Brawl of the Wild has shaped generations of players. MTN's Tom Wiley has the story.
As the Brawl of the Wild approaches, high school programs across Montana feel the ripple. Few have seen that influence more than the winningest coach in Montana history, CMR legend Jack Johnson, who sent dozens of players to both sidelines of the rivalry, including the likes of Montana's Legend of the Fall Dave Dickinson and record-breaking Bobcats like Tanner Bleskin.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, football's a big deal in Montana, you know, but it was everybody wanted it, you know, and
Johnson says once his former players reached the Brawl, he never picked sides.
I didn't have a favor. I just wanted Montana to win, you know what.
And when his players lined up against each other, the message was simple.
Well, you're kind of cheering for them both, you know. Just don't get hurt. Just play hard, do what you can, and have a good time.
In Billings, longtime West High coach Paul Claybo watched the rivalry shape his program too. and sent players like national championship winning quarterback John Edwards to the Grizz and Buck Buchanan award-winning linebacker Caleb Schreibeis to the Cats.
Oh, you always take interest in them, and we have had a number of West High kids play.
He says fans may see the hostility, but the players don't.
And we had Andrew Sell as the quarterback at Montana and the team captain, and I'll never forget Michael Ryder coming into my office, and he's the team captain of Montana State, and the first thing they do is hug each other. And it's 1 week out of the year that it's a war, there's no doubt about it, but it's not personal.
Beyond the hype, Playbo says the Brawl tests what high school kids spent years developing.
But really it comes down to focus. Are you focused enough that when you hear all that noise and all the sound around that you can focus on really what you have to do?
2 coaches, hundreds of players, and a rivalry that continues shaping Montana football long before Saturday's kickoff. Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
Well, after a lot of sunshine earlier today, we now have a lot of high clouds moving over much of Big Sky country. Plenty of cirrus clouds, and those clouds are actually keeping it a little bit warmer this evening than it's been the last several nights. But we also have, as you saw, the Brawl of the Wild moving our direction. That's going to get here at noon tomorrow. And the good news is it is going to be fairly nice weather for this time of year. We know how cold it could be. We could have rain, we could have snow, we could have wind, but it's going to be much quieter than that tomorrow in Missoula when we have that noon kickoff between the Bobcats and the Grizzlies. So by that noon kickoff, partly cloudy sky, 42 degrees, expecting a high in the upper 40s. By the time the game is over, we have changes in our 7-day forecast. Details coming up.
I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better.
In national news, Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's resigning from Congress. Greene, who's had a falling out with President Trump, who called her a traitor and wacky after she criticized Republicans' handling of several issues.
I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually.
President Trump meeting with New York's new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, for what turned out to be a cordial meeting, with the president saying he'll be cheering him to make New York greater than ever. State officials visited Miles City today as they continue to try and nail down a location for the proposed new state forensic mental health facility. Miles City and Hardin are the only locations that have provided complete proposals to the Board of Investments for the facility. Vanessa Willardson has more.
The new state forensic mental health facility could go here if Miles City officials get their way.
Do you think Miles City stands a good chance?
I hope that they do. I hope that they do, because I know that how important it is. You know, talking to a lot of the decision makers and stuff in eastern Montana, they really want this here in Miles City as well.
Selling Miles City started with a meeting inside.
The big questions that we get from some of our constituents is, how many people would this employ? We're guessing, 90 to 100. We don't know.
Maybe it's not long-term initially, but at least it gives them a place other than driving across the whole state of Montana in the middle of the night, depending on what the circumstances are. Because right now we get a lot of situations where people they're dumped into an emergency room. Sure.
Or get put in jail.
Right.
And state officials were all ears, asking the questions that would keep Miles City in the running.
If we're going to lay down roots, if we're going to be somewhere, it's not, this is generational. So right. How does that scale over the next 50 years?
While DPHHS and BOI took a look at this property in Miles City, they're touring several properties. Next stop is Hardin.
The Hardin visit was here in Industrial Park. Director of Economic Development Lawrence Kilsback said he was very happy with the visit, believing the state is giving the area a good chance. And while state officials did not go to the city of Laurel, Dan Villa with the Board of Investments said their proposed locations are still being considered. So it could be this land in Miles City or not. The final decision is expected the day before Thanksgiving.
If you're going to put it in some place where the community doesn't want it, you're going to be fighting those battles, forever. So I think this is a step ahead of a lot of other places and sites that they've, looked at.
In Miles City, Vanessa Willardson, MTN News.